War. War never changes. Even on Arrakis. And what is up, everyone? Welcome back. It's me, Bro WBT, and we are going to be talking about combat in Dune Awakening. I bet I got you, man. Bet you thought this was a Fallout video. But no, not today. Recently, well, I guess it wasn't that recent now, the team of Dune Awakening dropped a live stream that covered all about combat and everything to do with it and how it's going to work in the game and even some other things that are very interesting, and I would just like to jumble them all up and talk about them right now. So let's get into it, shall we? To have combat, you have to have good weapons, right? So let's talk about those first. There are going to be multiple different types of weapons in Dune. There's going to be from ranged to melee to heavies. So first, let's start with your ranged weapons and what you're going to be able to pick from, at least of what they've said and what they've released in the live stream. So for ranged weapons, you're going to be able to use things from scatterguns, Gauss rifles, spring-propelled dart projectors, long-range rifles, SMGs, and you'll even be able to find the legendary las guns, or should I say laser guns. And there's going to be interesting things that some of these are able to do, right? So you're going to be able to have ammo called burrow shots. You're able to shoot a projectile that burrows through your opponent's shield. And then boom, you can hack and slash or continue shooting them. You also have the just regular shield disruptors, which attacks, the shield directly. But there's also something kind of crazy about the las guns. So lore-wise, in Dune, when you shoot a laser gun or las gun at a person who has his shield up, it creates a nuclear explosion. Right? Let me say that again. If you shoot someone with a laser rifle and their shield is up, you will cause a nuclear detonation in the middle of the battlefield and probably wipe you and your friends off the map, right? So to prevent this from happening, in this game, the Emperor has decreed that any las gun created on Arrakis must come with a safety built in, which means mechanically in the game, if you try to point a las gun at someone with a shield up, it will just not fire. So you will have to use different means to drop their shields, and then you're able to use the las gun. Which I thought that was a pretty cool, little twist in there. They said that they were having a lot of fun creating detonations across Arrakis, but they said it was not viable for actual gameplay. Next is your heavy weapons, right? So your heavy weapons consist of the heavy las rifle, the flamethrower, and possibly types of rocket launchers. But it's not all ranged, right? You're not just going to be pew-pewing at people. You're not just going to be shooting at them. You have your melee weapons for those swords masters that want to get up close, strike right in your face. And there's going to be a variety of these melee weapons, from swords to rapiers to kinjals, and even the legendary Chris knife, the tooth of the sandworm. Awesome. Freaking awesome. But with the melee weapons, you're going to be able to do special attacks like staggers and do a long stab, which will eventually be able to break through enemy shields, but at the risk of being open to attack. And eventually, it seems like it's not confirmed yet, but there are possibilities that the pulse sword will also be in the game. Yeah, so you got your ranged, you got your melee, but also you have utilities, man. You have utilities that will help you in your fights, like suspension belts. There's a variety of suspension belts. There are belts that just let you hover above the ground, or there are suspension belts that let you leap further and also slow your fall rate so you don't go crashing to the ground and accidentally kill yourself. You also have your shield, but shield and suspension belts all use the same energy source. But also, when you are shooting at someone, your shield will drop. So you will have to time your shots perfectly so you don't end up getting blasted instead. And you're going to be playing with friends. And you don't want to shoot your friends, especially when you're scavenging the deep desert. So don't you worry about that. Regular just projectiles coming out of guns will not hurt your friends, but you will take damage from your friends' area effects, much like flamethrowers or other abilities that they're able to use. So make sure you space out when you're using your flamethrowers out there in the deep desert. Next, I want to talk about some of the class abilities that they showed us during the live stream. So first up, we're going to talk about the Swordmaster real quick. They will have an ability called the Whirlwind Attack, which will basically allow you to attack in a radius and cause damage. But then you have abilities from the Bene Gesserit, like the Bendu Sprint, which will allow you to cover a vast amount of distance very fast. So you can use that for either offensive or defensively. But then you also have something like the Wending Step, which allows you to quickly get behind your opponent and attack them from behind. But one thing I really wanted to talk about here that they showed in the live stream is the special powers that you will be able to attain through consuming spice, either directly by choice or walking through a spice field without the proper mask on will also activate this. So the power is called Prescience. I think that's right. Prescience. They have an accent when they say it, so I just want to make sure I say that right. This is a special power that allows your character or gives your character many special boons. A lot of special things happen when this activates. So first up, you have the reduced cooldown on all your abilities. Now that, decent. You deal more damage to ranged and melee. You're immune to poison. There are something called capstone skills that are special passives that are only active during this mode. For example, there's one called Shield Overcharge, where you'll be able to see the vulnerabilities of other people's shields. You also get things like Bendu Dodge. It seems like blade attacks just phase right through you. As well as you get accelerated health regeneration. And then it also highlights the enemy as long as you see them first. And it will display their health, their weapons, their ammo, and the type of NPC that you're going against. So there's going to be a lot of cool things you're going to be able to do with these special powers of yours, especially the way you utilize it. So if you're into consuming spice, consume it. But be careful. Your character can become addicted, which means you'll need to consume more, and more just to activate this ability. I mean, that's really it. That's all I wanted to crunch this together for you so you really got all the nitty gritty, all the important parts of this live stream. If you like this video, give me a like. And if you really like this Dune content that I've been pushing out, hit that subscribe button. But either way, I will see you guys on the next one.